Gen X biggest mistake. What was Gen X biggest mistake? Now, I am talking the most epic, grandiose, epically, stupendously outrageous mistake our generation could have made, and I believe we made it. And that was our lack of understanding of the world we were raising our children for. Now, hear me out and let me know down in the comments if you believe that I am correct, that this was a huge mistake on our part. The fact that we had a lack of understanding of the future that our children would be living in when we were raising them. See, what we didn't quite understand when we were raising our kids is we were trying to raise them the way we knew how. A lot of us tried to raise our kids like we were raised. You were kind of left alone. Do your thing. Be out there. Don't bother me. I am busy working. I am always away. I have to do what I got to do in order to pay the bills, keep food on the table, and clothes on your back. And as a result, we lost a generation in the digital world because we did not understand the effects it was going to have, because we did not understand this digital world. Now, we adapt quite well to change, and we adapted to use the digital world, but we didn't adapt fast enough to have a full understanding while our kids were growing up and being raised in it and by it, because we weren't there to keep tabs and keep control. I mean, even our parents, on occasion, if we were sticking around too much, even though most of us were outside all the time, if we were home a little too long, they would sit there and be like, shut the TV off and go outside. We didn't do that. We lost a generation of kids to a digital and online artificial universe that they seem to all live in, and with impunity have access to incorrect information, what people want to call false information or misleading. But the fact is it let a lot of stupid people spew stupid stuff out there, which we all know kids are very vulnerable and will believe anything. And because we weren't hovering over their shoulders and being helicopter type parents, it got away on us. I'm sure there could have been a middle ground, and I am sure that there was a middle ground, and I know that there is a good chunk of Gen Z that did not quite get buried that way because their parents knew that the way we were raised was probably not correct and changed it a little. Or they raised them like we were, but they paid a little more attention to what was going on and didn't let them get buried in the digital world because, quite frankly, those parents were probably mostly afraid of this digital world. You know, my own father refused to ever get anywhere near the digital world. I mean, he wouldn't even have a digital watch, for Pete's sake. He didn't even like having, when they started having digital phones. I mean, he kept a rotary phone till they wouldn't let him anymore, because he thrived on calling himself techno-peasant. He was not keen on technology, he didn't enjoy technology, and he believed it would be the downfall. And in a way, he's right. I mean, Gen Z lives in a fascinating world, and I tell you, Alpha is going to live in even a more fascinating world, and it's going to be epic to see what kind of world they are living in. But at the same time, it's kind of the downfall. People don't have skills that are needed anymore. I mean, I talk about how so many people don't know about trade skills or work with your hands anymore, or do hard or manual labor or manual work, right? These are skills that are necessary for the function of society, no matter what anybody thinks. Being able to push digital money around in a computer is not something that is required in order for a society to function. But the main thing that so many people don't get as a younger generation, and Gen Z, this is our fault too, but this is something that you can learn, and you gotta stop looking and going, Gen X did this, and the millennials screwed this up as well, and the boomers are still screwing things up. Whereas you can learn yourself, and this is something that is very, very important, and you have to get out and start learning it because a lot of you don't have it, and that is soft skills. Now, what soft skills are dealing with people, face-to-face interaction, talking to someone, proper phone call, using decent pronunciation and proper English when you speak to somebody, or proper French, German, Russian, Arabic, Farsi, whatever it is you speak, Swahili, I don't know. Using it properly. Let me get on this case. The Gen Z, and our biggest mistake was, we did not understand the world that we were supposed to prepare them for because we weren't raised in a digital world. We couldn't prepare them for living in a fully digital world and the world they were raised in. We did our best to adapt, but it changed so fast that we couldn't keep up. Our ability to adapt did not keep up with the pace of change of this new world that they were growing up in, which created this entire artificial online universe, which they seem to try burying them in deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper yet today. And I feel that was our mistake. We screwed up. I mean, we were the founders that started building this world out the way it is. We created a monster that got out of control, and we allowed this monster to raise our children. And we are now suffering the effects. A lot of us didn't make that mistake. Yes, there are many, many people who sit there and they get their kids right, and they have the Gen Z kids, and they have the work ethic, and they have the education ethic, and they have the skills and the manners, and they respect adults and their elders and authority. You have to automatically give a modicum of respect when you meet somebody, especially for the first time. If you go in going, I have no respect until they earn the respect, you're always going to have an issue. And a huge chunk of Gen Z seems to have that way, that they don't believe they have to respect anybody that isn't them, that doesn't have their point of view or this weird ideology that everybody seems to have today. Now, before I sidetrack onto that, I'm going to move back, rewind, and go back to our biggest mistake was our failure to understand the world that we were raising our kids to live in, even though we were creating that world from the ground up ourselves. It got away on us and we didn't understand it. And this, I believe, created a lot of the problems that are associated with Gen Z today. We should have been more hands-on. And for that, I think as a generation, Gen X is kind of paying the price because we are fed up with them. We think they're a lost cause. But I believe that there is a chance that they can correct their own path and fix these issues that they have. I mean, the idea that 70% of Gen Z has some sort of mental disorder, that can't be accurate. That can't be a fact. There's no way. If that is the case, then that would solely be brought about because of all the chemicals they pump in the food and it got in everybody today. And that is another issue. I believe it's made up. It's people hiding from their problems. It's people that don't want to face anything. And it's laziness on the part of doctors and stuff that want to collect the paycheck by writing a prescription instead of actually helping somebody. That's it for today. This is Drax saying bye-bye. Talk to you later. Remember, Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, live stream. Come on by. Talk to me. Ask a question. Tell me off. Doesn't matter. Just come on by and join the stream. Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Until then, talk to you next time. And peace out, everybody.